Last episode, a system change to two up front and the unlikely arrival of James Ward-Prowse lifted the spirits at Liverpool and helped our stride back up to the top end of the table. And today, with the games coming thick and fast, once again, it's time to dive straight back into the football. And my goodness, what a game we have in store. That is right, we're heading back to the Champions League, heading over to Paris to face off against PSG. And of course, it's no surprise to see that it is this brand new system that I've got in store today. This is the starting 11. The big changes, though, are Chiesa and Jota come in for the likes of Anthony Gordon and Salah are dropped to the bench. The big question, though, is can Victor Boniface and Cody Gakpo continue their fine partnership up front together? As that man, Victor Boniface, picks it up in a lovely position and tries to dink it over to that man, Cody Gakpo. My goodness, only a couple of minutes in and already they're starting up. Trent's going to take the free kick here inside the opening 5 minutes. Already this game is end-to-end here as Chiesa wriggling around trying to find some space as McAllister finds a nice ball into that man, Cody Gakpo, who looks to try and play it back into the channel, but Alexis McAllister's run is just blocked off. The goalkeeper, Donnarumma, is playing with fire here, playing with fire really well though, and in the end clears his lines. Good goalkeeping. PSG with the throw. This is the first real time they've been able to get into my half so far in this game. They've been under the cosh a little bit, but they've done a good job of wriggling away from the Liverpool press there, but not a good enough job because Trent managed to pick up the scraps. It's James Ward-Prowse now to try and burst forward here into Victor Boniface, who's dropped deep, and he dinks the ball over to Jota, who's just straight offside. It's Mene Dembele. Of course, he's going to be a danger man, but not dangerous enough for Andy Robertson. Once again, the defensive stalwart is absolutely resolute in his defending, and he's absolutely almost taken out there by the PSG players. Alexis McAllister over to James Ward-Prowse. The Englishman tries to thread a wonderful ball through. That is unbelievable. To Diogo Jota, who flings it across to the back post. His cross, unfortunately, wasn't as good quality, but my goodness, what a ball from James Ward-Prowse. And once again, the Englishman picks it up, full of confidence, tries to strike from distance, is blocked off though. It's Mene Dembele, though, this time manages to get past Andy Robertson. A real ding-dong battle between the two of them, but the defensive cover of Fikayo Tomori is enough to pick up the scraps, and now Victor Boniface looks to try and see if he can play in Jota down this left-hand side. He does play the Portuguese in, and Jota now looking for Cody Gakpo in the box. Can he find Cody Gakpo? He almost can. Cody was waiting for the volley, an audacious volley, but unfortunately it didn't come off. Rodrigo de Paul trying to get past Andy Robertson. Once again, the Scotsman stands firm and once again plays a ball into Jota. Jota, though, this time comes central into Victor Boniface. The big man in the box, straight down the pipe into the goalkeeper's arms. He should have done better. Coutinho's picked it up in the centre of the park for PSG, plays it over to de Paul. PSG not really being able to carve out any clear-cut opportunities at the moment, but as Mene Dembele is going to look to try and see if he can make a change to that here as he bursts down this left-hand side, goes past Andy Robertson, flings it back in. It's a poor cross though, headed away by Alexis McAllister. Rodrigo de Paul back out to Zarg, I think that's how you say his name, on the right-hand side. Dembele once again in space, lovely ball into the box. Gonzalo Ramos is blocked off though. Well, it's 0-0 at the beginning of the second half, but once again, the usual story on this career mode. I do not think the scoreline truly reflects the play. We've had ample opportunities to try and find the back of the net, but unfortunately we couldn't take them. And unfortunately it still remains 0-0 here at the beginning of the second half. But PSG now once again trying to drive forward and trying to ramp up the pressure here at the beginning. And now it's Davies, tries to get past Trent. Blocked off though for a corner. It's the first corner of the game actually for both teams, to be fair, as Dembele takes it short into Pedro Gonçalves. It looks like Chiesa has picked up a slight knock here, but it's not going to stop the Italian trying to press and win back a corner. Dembele not going to utilise the short option this time. Instead he's going to throw it into the box. He does throw it in to the edge of the 6-yard box, but of course who else? That man James Ward-Prowse, who's been absolutely brilliant since joining the club only a couple of months ago, with another brilliant header to clear the lines. But PSG continue their fight to try and find the back of the net here. Surging forward this time, Tomori with a challenge, and Tomori now plays it into Boniface. Boniface now straight into the path of Cody Gakpo. Gakpo has options. He finds the option of Jota. Jota, lovely little touch into the path of Victor Boniface. Surely Victor Boniface to apply the finish, and the big man does, and the big man gives us a 1-0 lead here in France. Look at the delight. Absolutely lightning counter-attack from Liverpool. We ripped through PSG. Lovely interchanging pass in between Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota, and it was a wonderfully threaded ball through into the path of Victor Boniface, who, after making a mistake in the first half when he had a wonderful opportunity, does not make the same mistake this time around. Lovely finish, 1-0. And with that goal, it's time for me to try and make a couple of changes to shore things up here. Chiesa with that knock comes off for Diaz, as does Murillo. He comes on for Konate. It's Mene Dembele now for PSG. Floats a wonderful ball over to Pedro Gonçalves, and the Portuguese heads it into the back of the net. But unfortunately for him, and much to my relief, He's just straight offside. Alexis McAllister plays it down the pipe into Cody Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo's going to look to try and lift this one over to Luis Diaz, and Luis Diaz took it down beautifully, got the better of the left back now, and he's looking for the run of Victor Boniface in the box, the big man with the big head over the bar. A short goal kick out to the right back here, who beats the press of Victor Boniface and feeds it into Ousmane Dembele, who's picked up space, and that's one man who you do not want to give space to, because he will utilise his pace well, but he can't utilise that pace to get away from James Ward-Prowse. Unbelievable from the former Southampton man. Alexis McAllister, nice ball through into Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo round the corner into Victor Boniface. He's got time and space, shifts it onto his left, is hacked down, but he doesn't care. He didn't appeal for the penalty. Instead, he took on the shot and he fired it past the goalkeeper. It's 2-0. Well, he was absolutely whacked from behind. Absolutely no doubt whatsoever that it was a penalty, but the referee played advantage, and what a wonderful advantage it was. Victor Boniface using that balance to keep himself in a great position, and what a lovely finish from the big man. 2-0. Ousmane Dembele once again tussling with Andy Robertson, and now the Frenchman tries to go past him, instead realises he hasn't managed to get the better of the Scotsman enough times this game, and instead plays it into the centre, and that's a wild shot from Pedro Gonçalves. Ousmane Dembele once again trying to go past Andy Robertson, feeds it into Gonzalo Ramos, out to Alphonso Davies on the left, forces Alisson into his first real save of the game, it must be said. The ball bouncing around like a pinball, and I will just hack that clear as the referee blows for full time. First game of the episode, first win of the episode, another wonderful performance, and the tide is turning here at Liverpool Football Club. Finally, we're moving in the right direction. Finally, my attack is clicking into gear. Finishes here, 2-0. And what a turnaround from last season. We're 7 games into our Champions League campaign and we sit in second place. And in the Premier League, things seem to be heading in the right direction as well. We're in the 4th and final Champions League spot, tight on points with the likes of Arsenal and Spurs. We do still have quite a long way to go though if we want to try and catch City. And after beating Sheffield United 3-2, keeping our unbeaten run on track with a 2-2 draw back in the Champions League, once again it's time for another tough test back at Anfield, as we're about to welcome Tottenham Hotspur Football Club for our second game of the episode. And due to a little bit of fatigue, there are a couple of changes to my starting 11. Murillo comes in at the back to partner Konate, but also with Salah underperforming, Jota comes in on the right hand side. Gordon starts on the left. Andy Robertson, though, is going to be the man to start us off here and plays the ball into Victor Boniface, across into his striking partner, Cody Gakpo. Gakpo looks to play it over to the top, onto the right-hand side, into Jota, who takes it down beautifully, and on his left, tries to wrap his foot round it, drags it wide, though. Kulusevski for Spurs to get them started here, but it's a poor pass. It's intercepted once again by who else? James Ward-Prowse, and he's wriggled away from a bit of trouble there and wriggled into the path of Alexis McAllister. And McAllister, trying to play it across to Jota, but McAllister wins it back, though, and strikes from distance. What a save from the goalkeeper. Ball over the top, trying to feed in Maddison. They couldn't reach him, though. Good defending from Murillo, and James Ward-Prowse pricks up the scraps yet again. The Englishman with a driving run forward turns away, though, and feeds it into Victor Boniface, and the big man through on goal is not going to miss from there. 15 minutes in, 3 chances in, and Liverpool finally take their first. This system change has totally revolutionised our attacking play here at Liverpool Football Club, and once again it's the big man Victor Boniface who finds the back of the net. 1-0 Liverpool. The Stupinian for Spurs now, trying to see if they can respond here straight away after a really poor and dismal start for the North London club, but with passes like that, they're not going to do their cause any favours whatsoever. James Ward-Prowse skips away from one challenge. Cody Gakpo feeds it into Jota. Jota looking for the big man, Victor Boniface. Into the box he goes, wins the head, loops it over the bar though. Look at the pressure from Liverpool. So many men up the pitch. We're absolutely relentless, and Spurs can't seem to play out from the back. The only option they've got is to pump the ball clear, and my defenders are absolutely sweeping it up as Gordon tries to play a sweeping ball through into the path of Victor Boniface. It was poor, and once again it's poor from the former Evertonian. I thought his goal against his former club only a couple of episodes ago was going to ignite his Liverpool career, but yet again he seems to be struggling, and I think we've got a big decision to make over his long-term future at the club, as, oh my goodness, Richarlison almost turned the tables on me there. Yet again I fell asleep at the back, and it was a big save from Alisson. Stupinian for Spurs though, starting now to ramp up the pressure with a lovely ball from Richarlison into Malero. Malero with the strike high and wide. Robertson, James Ward-Prowse short. Look at Spurs press, and the press is too much for me. We lose it in a dangerous position. Richarlison plays it across back into the feet of Malero. What a save once again from Alisson. Well, Spurs now suddenly have sparked themselves into life and are starting now to turn the tide. It's thrown in from James Maddison. The ball is bouncing around, hacked clear there by Murillo. Anywhere will do at the moment. Alexis McAllister wins the ball. Stupinian will get on the end of that one as the referee looks to his clock for half time. Well, it's 1-0 here at the beginning of the second half, and I think we're good for our lead so far, but a few scares and a few worries late on in the second half. We've got to make sure that we keep our composure here in the second 45. Murillo Short into James Ward-Prowse, goes out to Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon tries to play it forward, loses it once again to the right back. Anthony Gordon struggling with the weight and the expectation of a Liverpool shirt. Things are a lot different here at Liverpool than they are at Everton, as James Ward-Prowse now tries to play a ball to Jota. Perhaps it wasn't the right ball. Richarlison, though, another former Everton man for Spurs here, trying to wriggle away from danger. He's fed a ball out to Højbjerg, who's back in a Tottenham shirt. Henriks, though, the right back, looking for space, can't find space, has to go back this time to the Swede, Dejan Kulusevski. It's James Maddison, though, who can't get past Konate, but Spurs once again really starting to ramp up the pressure. Gordon looks to play it over. Oh, that is a good ball, to be fair, from the Englishman into the path of Victor Boniface. And look at the space the big man now has. Can he try and see if he can get into the box? Plays it across for Cody Gakpo. Wonderful last-ditch defending from Kim Min-jae. Just a Stupinian for Spurs on the left-hand side, inside my half here. Just under 20 minutes past stoppage time for Spurs to try and see if they can get back into this game. And at the moment, they're in control, playing some nice football inside my half, but yet to find the gaps that they need to try and make their way into the penalty area. And that's some good defending. And now we've got the chance to try and counter-attack as Jota looking for the run of Cody Gakpo. Can't find the run of Cody Gakpo. Good defending from Christensen. With about 10 minutes remaining, I'm ringing the changes once again. McAllister, Boniface, Gordon all coming off. Gravenberch, Nunes and Diaz all coming on to try and shore up the ship. Counting down the clock. This will be a huge win. Both of these two teams vying for those Champions League spots, vying to try and catch up to Manchester City. And if we can knock Tottenham down the table, that will be absolute wonders for our Champions League hopes this season, and our title hopes just as much. But Spurs now with about 5 minutes on the clock, still looking for that opening, still looking for that equaliser. James Ward-Prowse, Casemiro, the central defensive midfielder, is not the man you want on the ball in times like this. This is the man you want on the ball. James Maddison gets away from the challenger. James Ward-Prowse! Oh my goodness, that is absolutely unbelievable. We've got our head in our hands. James Ward-Prowse has performed an absolute miracle here at Anfield. Look at the Spurs players. Ange Postecoglou is getting in on the celebrations. That is absolutely outstanding from the Englishman. Well, I thought Spurs were going nowhere. I mean, he's about 20-30 yards from the back of the net, but that does not matter to James Ward-Prowse one bit. He didn't have any options. My defence were high. I thought I'd cut off all the passing lines, but he took it by himself, grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, and absolutely rifled a strike home into the top left-hand corner that the goalkeeper could do absolutely nothing about. And as you can see on the 88th minute, we've succumbed to an equaliser once again. And as the referee calls time on what was an absolutely electric affair here at Anfield, a moment of magic from James Maddison has secured a point for Spurs on their travels. Absolutely wonderful stuff. 1-1. It's a real tough one to take because I thought we'd secured victory and we would have secured ourselves third spot and leapfrog Spurs in the Premier League, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. Question marks still reign over some of the players in the squad here. Fikayo Tomori is obviously my best centre-back, but with me continuing to concede late equalisers and late goals, is his partner Ibrahim Konate good enough? Whilst one new signing, James Ward-Prowse, has had an instrumental effect to our attacking play, another one in Anthony Gordon has done absolutely nothing. Yes, he is 85 rated, but he struggled since joining from Everton and is the weight of Liverpool shirt weighing heavily on his shoulders. And with Mo Salah's contract expiring in 4 months and with the Egyptians' form not really living up to the billing, with him being 33 years of age, is the curtain about to draw closed on his Liverpool career. We continue to press on though in spite of those question marks with a 2-1 away win in the FA Cup against Norwich, and we follow that up with another 2-1 win, this time back in the Premier League against Fulham, and it's 3 back-to-back victories with a 3-1 victory over Wolves. And it's time to see if we can make it 4 victories on the bounce, but this time it's not going to be so easy because under the lights we're heading to Stamford Bridge for a colossal titanic clash against Chelsea. And once again, due to a little bit of fatigue and poor form, there are a couple of changes to my usual starting 11. Kwanzaa comes in at the back to partner Tomori. Jota and Chiesa take their place on the right and left hand side of midfield, with the likes of Anthony Gordon and Mo Salah really not performing. And with Victor Boniface a little bit fatigued, Darwin Núñez comes in up front. Andy Robertson wins it well, plays it into Jota, who plays it into Darwin Núñez, who plays it into Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo through! My goodness, 2.5 minutes on the clock. Liverpool take the lead here at Stamford Bridge. Well, Chelsea have completely and utterly fallen asleep, and we've just walked through their defence, cut through them like a knife through butter, and Cody Gakpo once again is on hand to apply the finish. He continues his fine form from last episode and continues to find the back of the net. 1-0 Liverpool here at Stamford Bridge. Well, my goodness, what a fantastic way to start a huge clash here under the lights. Exactly what the doctor ordered, and that is exactly what we needed to try and lift the spirits once again here at Liverpool Football Club. Reece James, though, back to toss it out of Rabiot. Chelsea now trying to fire back with immediate effect. Cole Palmer into Nicholas Jackson. The defence has got to hold firm. Kwanzaa holds firm. Good challenge. Chelsea, though, beginning to press, and finally they've come alive here. Shell-shocked by that conceded goal early doors, and that's a wonderful ball through into Nicholas Jackson, leaving my defence bamboozled. The big man trying to get away from the challenge of Andy Robertson. Reece James, though, back out to Cole Palmer, right from the edge of the box. Lined up a strike with his left. Alisson was equal to it, though. Tomori plays it short. A little bit of a short pass for sure into James Ward-Prowse, but the Englishman recovered, and the Englishman now touch and turn away from the defence and begins his run forward. That's a nice ball out to Diogo Jota, and Diogo Jota sold the dummy to Reece James now, and the Portuguese in the box. He's going to look for the run of Cody Gakpo. His head was so close. It falls to Alexis McAllister on the volley. Straight down the pipe into the arms of the goalkeeper. Chevalier for Chelsea absolutely whacks that one clear because of the Liverpool press so high. They've got no choice but to absolutely whack it forward. What are my defence doing? I'm smashing L1 and none of them are taking focus, and it allows Raheem Sterling to play it into Nicholas Jackson. Oh my goodness, Alisson to my rescue once again, but James Ward-Prowse has given it away in a dangerous position. Christopher Nkunku's in off the bar. My goodness, what have Chelsea got to do to find the back of the net? They've got a corner though, and Chelsea suddenly have sparked themselves into life. It's thrown into the box once again. It's off the bar from Chelsea once again. I'm trying to smash L1 and I'm trying to smash O to try and get the ball cleared, but absolutely nothing is being done, and we almost conceded yet again. My defence living life on the edge here. Robertson now has it on the edge. Diogo Jota tries to see if he can play it forward. Tossing out of Rabiot, wins it well though. Sterling on the left-hand side tries to go one-on-one with his former teammate Trent Alexander-Arnold. He does go one-on-one with him and goes past him like he's not even there. And now Kwanzaa can't do enough to stop the Englishman, who plays it back into the path of Caicedo. Caicedo from the edge of the box, lines it up over the bar. Andy Robertson short into James Ward-Prowse, took it nicely, feeds it out to Jota. Jota tries to play it over the top into Reece James. It's well blocked off though, but Andy Robertson wins the second ball, plays it back into that man Jota, who feeds in Darwin Núñez, who looks for Cody Gakpo. Has he strayed offside? Yes, he has. It's 1-0 here at the beginning of the second half, but my goodness, what a breathless opening 45 minutes it was, and Chelsea will feel very hard done by that they haven't been able to find the back of the net. Alisson save after save after save, and they hit the bar, and Alexis McAllister is completely wiped out by his former teammate Endo, who only gets a yellow card. Well, Alexis McAllister questions the referee's decision, because I don't know about you, that seems like a huge, woeful challenge. He's got him with 2 feet. He's a lucky man to still be on the park. Kwanzaa's going to take the free kick, and he's going to take it short into the man who was fouled, Alexis McAllister, and he tries to bring it forward, does bring it forward into Darwin Núñez. The run is there from James Ward-Prowse, and James Ward-Prowse in the box looking for his first goal in a Liverpool shirt. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper though. Barco for Chelsea, the left back, to bring it forward, and he gets past Trent. Wonderful stuff there from the left back, but Alexis McAllister, who I have to be honest, has been a complete unsung hero I think so far in this career mode. I really haven't sung his praises as much as I should do, as Darwin Núñez has it in the box. My goodness, I've been singing the praises of Cody Gakpo, and he almost had an assist to his name if Darwin Núñez could apply the finish, but it was a great save for the goalkeeper. And now it's James Ward-Prowse who's going to take the resulting free kick. Throws it into the box, looking for Fikayo Tomori, the former Chelsea man. How much he would love to score against his former club. It's bouncing around on the edge. Chiesa plays it back out to James Ward-Prowse. Lifts it in with his left. Plays it over to Darwin Núñez. Big head, just wide. Played down the left-hand side to João Felix. There's about 20 plus minutes on the clock here for Chelsea to try and find a way back in this game. Spurs were in the same boat, and they did manage to find a route back. We've got to hold firm this time as Nicholas Jackson in the box plays it back into the path of Cole Palmer, who drags his strike wide. The fans can't believe it. And I'm going to try and see if I can ring the changes once again to hold on to this precious 1-0 lead. Murillo on for Fikayo Tomori, the former Chelsea man, running on fumes, so I had to take him off. I can't take any risks whatsoever. Trent out to Luis Diaz now, playing on the right hand side, and he's got loads of space here. The young man bursts into the box. Can he find Victor Boniface? He's looking for the big man. Victor Boniface just couldn't get his head on it. Alexis McAllister though will try and pick up the scraps. He does. Darwin Núñez back out to Diaz. Diaz throws it back in. This time can he find Boniface? Yet again he did, but the header was not good enough. Good defending in the end from Chelsea. Trent out to Luis Diaz once again. The young man in acres of space, and once again Darwin Núñez has it, and he looks to feed in Victor Boniface to try and apply the finish to put an end to our woes. He can't. Wonderful save from the goalkeeper. Diogo Jota can't get on the scraps. Cole Palmer, good defending, good recovery defending, I should say. We've got a corner here with James Ward-Prowse going off. Dominic Szoboszlai is going to be the man to take. Thrown into the box. It's headed clear by João Felix. Only out as far as Murillo, the centre-back, on his weaker foot. Easy in the end for the goalkeeper to save. But we breathe a sigh of relief here at Stamford Bridge because finally we've been able to hold on to a lead. Chelsea pushed us to the very end, but we ended up getting the 3 points, a deserved 3 points here. Not really sure what on earth is going on there with Cody Gakpo, but in the end he won't care one bit, neither will the rest of the fans, as we win 1-0. And with that win finally allowing us to lift ourselves above Spurs into third place in the Premier League table, it's time to turn our attention back to the Champions League, because after finally being able to qualify out of this huge group stage, for the first time in this career mode, we've managed to get ourselves into the knockout rounds, where we're going to be travelling to Turkey to face off against a ferocious crowd against Galatasaray. Once again, I'm ringing the changes due to a little bit of fatigue. As you can see, Konate keeps his place, but Murillo will debutise for Fikayo Tomori. Diaz and Jota will start behind Cody Gakpo and Victor Boniface, as you can see as well, with Alexis McAllister picking up a slight knock. Szoboszlai comes in midfield to partner James Ward-Prowse. So Dominic Szoboszlai with a driving run through the heart of the midfield here, driving past 1-2 players and cutting back in midfield and looking for James Ward-Prowse. Does find the Englishman. James Ward-Prowse has space to try and pick his pass here. Does pick his pass out to Diaz. Has he strayed offside? Yes, he has. Well, are we going to fare a little bit better than we did last season? Not even being able to get into the knockout rounds, but with passes like that, we're not doing our cause any favours whatsoever. But Luis Diaz rescues it and then goes and gives it away once again. Shaky start here in the opening 15 minutes. Zaha, the former Crystal Palace man, will take the throw and has space on the left-hand side. Szoboszlai frantically trying to cover back and track for the absence of Trent, who is up trying to attack. It's played into Batshuayi, another former Chelsea and Crystal Palace man, who loops his shot well wide. It was actually deflected off a defender, and Galatasaray have got a corner here, and it's one they're going to take short here. Mertens into Xavi Schlager. Robertson, though, once again, defensively, this man is absolutely outstanding. And the left-back now trying to see if he can drive forward, looking for the run into James Ward-Prowse. He was trapped, though, by Wilfried Zaha. He's not going to be outpaced by that man. Barris now, out to Mertens. Barris has it once again, and now it is end-to-end stuff here in the Champions League. They cut back into the centre. Murillo read that one really, really well. End-to-end stuff here. The centre-back plays it across into Jota, who takes it down beautifully. He tried to play in Cody Gakpo. I knew as soon as I played that pass that the Dutchman was going to be offside. Mertens for Galatasaray, out to Kern on the left-hand side. The left-back with a driving run and plays a ball over the top. It's a good ball in to the former Chelsea man with a bullet header. In the end, it was easy for Alisson. But once again, the Turkish side are coming forward, and we're really struggling to find our feet here in the first leg of this knockout tie. Is our Champions League woes from last season coming back to haunt us once again, as it's a lovely ball from Zaha into the left back, who drives into the penalty area. He doesn't have any options. My goodness, he tried to play it across the box. It was deflected, and fortunately enough, it goes out for a corner. Well, that deflection could have gone anywhere, much to my delight. It did not go in the back of the net, but once again, the Turkish team have got a corner, and they're absolutely rampant so far in this opening 45 minutes. They're looking for space to try and see if they can swing one into the box. Instead, they change their mind, go to the edge, straight into the arms of Alisson that shot was, as the referee calls for half-time. I mean, we're struggling here. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. We can count our lucky stars and count ourselves very, very fortunate, only for it to be 0-0, to be fair. Galatasaray really should have scored so far in this game, but at the moment we will take our luck, and hopefully that luck will turn around here in the second half. Cody Gakpo looks to feed in the deep run of James Ward-Prowse, but the Englishman just doesn't have the pace to get on the end of that one. Dominic Szoboszlai, though, loses it in the centre of the park, and once again, Galatasaray can try and hit us on the break here. Wilfried Zaha is being hunted down by the Frenchman Konate. Can the Ivory Coast international get past the big man? No, he can't. Good defending in the end. Yilmaz, he's got the pace to get away from the former Forest man Murillo, and he's just waiting for someone to get into the box. In the end, no one was, so he has to play it to the edge. Mertens strikes from distance. Alisson makes a bit of a hash of that. My goodness, he once again was so lucky. We are riding our luck here in this game. It's off the post, and luckily it falls straight into his arms, and luckily the scores still remain 0-0. Zaniolo, it's been all Galatasaray once again here in the second half, but it's played through once again into Mertens. Konate comes across with a sliding challenge, and it goes off for a corner. It actually wasn't a corner. It turned out to be a cold kick, and I'm very, very fortunate of that, because James Ward-Prowse picks it up, looks to play it into Cody Gakpo, who feeds it across into Luis Diaz, who has stayed onside, and finally we've got a chance here to feed a ball into the box, looking for the big man. Oh my goodness, he was just muscled off of it by Davinson Sanchez, and that is not like it normally is for Victor Boniface, and that just goes to show our performances right across the pitch have been all over the place so far today. Well, with 10 minutes on the clock, once again I'm ringing the changes. I've got to do something here. We've got a free kick in a dangerous position. Arguably, that was the wrong time to take off James Ward-Prowse, as this is his bread and butter. I'm going to change the free kick taker, though. It's going to, of course, be that man Trent, and let's see if he can turn the tide here with about 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Trent's going to try and see if he can lift this one over the wall here. It's close to the edge of the box. What can he do? He does try and see if he can lift it over. It crashes against the wall, though, and goes out for a throw. Things just aren't connecting here so far. And to be fair, though, I think if you'd have given me a draw away from home in the Champions League in the first leg of this tie, I probably would have taken it. Anthony Gordon on as a sub almost had other ideas in his mind, but he couldn't quite find the back of the net. A few minutes left in this game as Yilmaz ghosts past Andy Robertson, looks to ghost past Kanate. The Frenchman can't get hold of him. This is a wonderful run by the right back. Into the box it goes. Zaniolo picks it up. Alisson with a big save. Going to be a corner, though. We are now into stoppage time. The clock is counting down. It's thrown into the box. No one can get their head on it. It goes right out to the right-hand side. Trent will pick it up, and that's a lovely touch and turn away from the defender, and I was on there. I was going to try and play a ball through to Darwin Nunez, who was making the run, but the referee had other ideas, and he calls time on a very shaky game here in Turkey for Liverpool. I mean, on the balance of play, I will take the draw, but we're going to have to do so much better if we want to progress in the next round. I don't know what it is about the Champions League. It's a competition that Liverpool in real life are so famously good in, but in this career mode, it has been absolutely shaky in both seasons from start to finish. Is it something to do with me? Is it something to do with these players? Is it something to do with the setup? I'm just not quite sure exactly. But if I'm going to find out, I'm going to have to do so in the next episode, because that is that for today. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.